Peace and blessings, family. This is your brother asarimhotep with the Martin Delaney Center for Egyptology. This is the Mbongi, and today is May the 22nd, Sunday, and we have a very special guest who is starting off our Cleveland All-Stars week. Brother Kevin, aka MC Chill Hurd, is in the building, and this is just going to be a dope show. And so, all that and more will we return in just a moment. Welcome to the Mbongi. I am your brother, asarimhotep, and today we have a special guest, MC, journalist, overall very busy, dynamic brother and student of the game, and whose library collection is one to be envied. Hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, one of the first national MCs out of this location. Before there was Bone Thugs and Harmony, there was our good brother, MC Chill, who had joints like this. If it will just play. Oh no, it just doesn't want to play. Of course, my thing is hating on me real quick. Oh, what is it doing? Yeah, I gotta bear in mind with me as I am. Oh, that's because I'm pressing the wrong button.
My name is MC Chill, and when they told me I could make a record, I thought to myself, well, it's about time. So I went and got my mellow Mike Nice on his dangerous DMX, my homeboy Beatmaster T on the human percussions, and the Surgeon General himself, DJ Kip.
Now,
DJ Kip Finesse cutting it up. Since it's our turn now, let's bust it like this.
Can you hear a tale of a fresh MC? And when you hear him, you will say, bust this rhyme for me.
Now when you talk about lyrics, you're talking about lines, and if you talk about fresh, they must be mine. Cause when you hear a Def Jam, what you're hearing is skill, and who you're hearing right now is MC Chill. You see, I got more juice than Minute Maid, and I am definitely fresher than lemonade. Cause when my liquid's all gone, baby, that's all you get. Cause when I bust another rhyme, you'll again be wet. Bust this.
Back in the day, when MCs had lyrics and MCs had the beatbox and MCs had DJs that would scratch in the songs to give you this added flavor. And, that was back in the day. I think that's the mid 80s. But, he says he has bars still to this date. And, we'll see if he got some bars for us a little later. But this is a very dynamic brother, and I'm honored to have him, on the program today. And, what kind of spawned this upcoming week is many of y'all know that I was a part, one of the guest lecturers for the uh, One Africa Power and Unity Conference that was happening in Detroit, Michigan a couple weeks ago. And so I drove from Philly to Detroit and I had to go through Cleveland. And I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta holler at my peoples when I come back, to Philly from Detroit. And so I hit up my man's brother Kevin here, and got to meet some other of the locals, and they will be decided we're going to just make it a whole Cleveland week on the show. And I tried to get brother Kevin on before, but he's a very very busy man, and we'll see why he's so busy in just a little bit. But uh, he's starting off the Cleveland All Stars week, and on Tuesday we are going to have brother Vince Robinson, and who is an artist, a pianist, a talk radio show host. And I was on his program twice, and once for promoting the Detroit event. And so now we're going to have him on our program. And I don't have the flyer up here, but we also have Tony Sias, who is a director and an actor, and the CEO of Karamu Theater and president. And he's going to be on Thursday. And right after his interview, we're going to have our good sister Ladosha, who is an author and now a documentarian, and she is a beautician and hairstylist and doing some major things. And all these people are connected, and everyone is connected via our good brother here, Kevin MC Chill Hurd. And I chose this photo of him for a reason. He got the lean on, but he's sitting in front of a chessboard. He's just letting y'all know that it is he's playing chess, not checkers, in life and with y'all. And so, without further ado, I want to bring in our good brother, Kevin MC Chill Hurd, to the Mbongi. Welcome, my brother.
Talk to me, Cleveland, and everybody else, wherever you at on the planet. What's going on, Asar?
Nothing much, nothing much. I do apologize. I think I'm in the dark. I'm in some shade. I'm sitting here. You mentioned lemonade in the song, and I actually got some lemonade. I'm sitting here at Panera Bread, somewhere in Exton, PA, or am I in Malvern? I don't know. I'm somewhere, and there's a gang of mountains and trees somewhere. But I'm out in the open. I'm outside today. It's a beautiful day, and I got my Kappa red uh,
That's what's up.
today. You know, shout out to Kappa Alpha Psi, who our good brother is a member of. But how you doing, first and foremost?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. It is an honor and a privilege to be on your show, on your platform, to be in your presence. So it's all good, gang. We good.
Already, already. Well, before we get started, since you are new to this platform, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Um, I know you're from Cleveland, but you may have been born somewhere else. I don't know where you were born, but where are you from? Um, what do you do? Who you be? Who is brother Kevin Hurd in these Cleveland streets?
Born and raised in the land, born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. Rapper, writer, snake fist fighter, all of that. I just wanted you. You said I was one of the first national rap recorders out of Cleveland. No, I'm the first.
Ah,
Uh, the first. As a matter of fact, I tell people they can say one of the first rappers in Cleveland, and then when they get ready to say to have a record deal, I'm like, actually, you can stop right there because I'm basically one of the first rappers in Cleveland period.
Mm.
Cats might have been rapping with me, but nobody was rapping before me. So, but yeah, man, MC Chill, hip hop for life, uh, Kent State University product, um, uh, lifetime journalist. Although my journalist career now that's expanded almost 30 years started from hip hop, from me being a hip hop artist. I've done radio shows. I currently do a radio show podcast, and I have a nonprofit organization called My Cool Solutions. I'm the president of the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists, the co-founder of the African American Film Critics Association based in Los Angeles, working on some film projects and a lot of good stuff, man. Just trying to stay busy and relevant.
Understood, man. Understood. And he has been an avid supporter of me personally, and of this channel, and of many people in the community. And I don't know how clear y'all can see on the in the background. Let me um, make you full screen, but you can see some of the books that he has supported in the back. You can see Bujawu's book right behind mine. In our collection. There, it looks like Brother Chavez's book to the left. I see the Wu Tang. I don't know if that's the Wu Tang manual book or which book is that, but that's the Wu Tang. You see Aluja Volume 2 behind you, and the uh, what is that? Yeah, that's the contributions uh, to the debate on the meaning of the place name Kemet. And then, of course, you see his fraternity emblem right at the top. But behind those books that you see that he has faced out, you can see Diop there. He has a good library, and so if y'all find yourself in a debate with brother Kevin, understand that he got that homework. I'm just warning y'all right now. Like it's not fluff books that are behind those behind him on those shelves. I just want to let y'all know about that. But bef- now that you've given us a little background, so let's start off with the hip hop. You know, we played a little clip or a little bit from one of your classic hits, and you got to understand that you know Brother Chill is a big deal. Because I think this is in the mid '80s, and so you had to be somebody to even get music videos done back then. And he has a couple of videos, and so I want to know what got you into hip hop, because when you think of hip hop, especially in them early days, you automatically thinking, of course, New York City, Los Angeles. How did hip hop penetrate all the way into Cleveland and then make the first MC, emerge? What was that experience like? And what were your inspirations?
Well, like probably most other places outside of New York, uh, when people heard Rapper's Delight for the first time, which was my first time ever hearing a hip hop record, although I may have heard probably what people call the first official hip hop record, King Tim the Third. Personality jock from Fatback Band, but y'all got to go way back on that one to even know that information. But yeah, I started writing rhymes right then and there, and got with one of my cats who became, we became fraternity brothers, DJ Cochise, who's a pioneering DJ here in the Cleveland area, and he's out. I think he's out living in Atlanta now, but we formed a group called the Bomb Squad, and this is before Public Enemy. And me and Chuck have talked about that. He acknowledges that, and next thing I know, I'm in the presence of Super Rock and Mr. Magic. This is old school from the Rap Attack on WBLS in New York. And one thing leads to another. I pass him my tape. He takes it back to New York, and I get a record deal with the famous South Bronx
location, the Fever, which is like the first. Anybody seen Crush Groove? That's the featured location, the club, the Fever, and they had their own record label, Fever Records. One of the first rap clubs of note on the planet. So all the OGs chill there. Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, they worked at the Fever. So for me to come up in that South Bronx atmosphere from Cleveland is an interesting story in of itself. But that's kind of how it went down.
Indeed, indeed. And I apologize because I'm outside. I think I need a new phone. My my phone just shut down because it got too hot. So it's supposed to be like in the 90s today out here in PA. But y'all can still hopefully. I, I think I'm too dark here, so I do
Yeah, but you was
apologize.
good at first. Actually, you was good at first. Now you're a little shaded, but initially you were good.
Yeah, so I have to let the phone cool off before I get back on there. So it's all good. So so yeah, so do you remember like your first rhyme and like who locally would just say it? Because there's always usually someone in the community, one of your boys, like you should do this for real. Like, what was your first rhyme? Who did you spit it to? And who was someone local that encouraged you to go further, with it besides, doing it as
Well,
a hobby.
well, because it was so early in the game, especially in Cleveland, there were no other MCs before me, and so I instantly started writing rhymes. And they were rudimentary. I was MC Kevin D. The old school. I'm MC Kevin D in the place to be. So those type of joints. So when I hooked up with my man DJ Cochise, and then later DJ Kid Finesse, who was through Youngstown, but he was from Queens and Jamaica, Queens, and he brought a whole new aspect of hip hop as a foundational aspect in New
Mm,
York. But I started rhyming instantly. But I tell you this, my first public when I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in front of a crowd and I'm gonna spit bars.
okay.
My man who you have coming up, Vince Robinson, who was like the DJ at the college. He had a great big afro. All the ladies loved him, and he was the DJ. And so he's rocking a beat, and I go up to the mic. This young kid. I'm like, can I get the mic? And he's looking like, for what? Because that's how early this is. You want the mic, you might want to make an announcement. I lost my keys or something like that. So Vince kind of looked at me like, all right, whatever you about to do, don't screw it up. So I grabbed the mic, start spitting bars. The crowd, the old school, wave your
Yeah.
hands in the air, say ho, ladies say ow. The ladies were saying ow, the homeboys made some noise. And I'm like, man, this is nice. Uh, so after that, it was all about the bars and writing rhymes.
Already. And for those of you who never like really just kind of performed on stage and had a crowd, you know, at at that moment in your grasp, the feeling, the energy that you get back, it's contagious. And you want to have those experiences over and over again. So I could see, because I used to MC heavily back in the day, and that was back in the day when being an MC was a viable career. It was looked at as something that, like I remember back in the day when people knew that you rhymed, they looked at it as a skill set. That because not everybody could do it. Not
That's right.
everybody had that command and had that wittiness. And so, I did emceeing, well, I did production and poetry. So a lot of people know me from the poetry scenes. But I was down south. So, by the time I came into my hip hop being, so to speak, as a teenager, this was in the early '90s. So by then the culture had shifted. to the gangster rap and all
Right.
this other kind of stuff. I'm still an old school East Coast lyricist, jazz beats, what I'm saying, uh in the flow, so I came in the consciousness around 85, 86. This is when uh DMC, Run DMC was still, that they was kind of at their peak, and then this is when Rakim comes and shifts, the
God MC.
consciousness, and then you start to see like like I was really impressed, of course, by the production of Pete Rock, of Pete Rock and CL
CL
Smooth,
Smooth. Yeah.
and so because in my house you couldn't listen to rap or anything else, because it was a real strict Christian household, so it was Take Six, the Winans, and jazz. That's all that,
Okay.
and maybe some old school R&B. That's all that was played. So unbeknownst to me, it gave me an appreciation for all those sounds or whatnot. But I I bring all this up to say, like what was the 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 sound selection, for you, like, what was the process of putting the beats together? Who, were you involved in that, or was somebody else, mainly responsible for the music selection, and what did you gravitate towards in terms of your sound?
Man, let me tell you. First of all, when I say I was at the beginning, I'm at ground zero of Cleveland hip hop. So there are no hip hop producers.
uh,
There are no hip hop producers, and nobody's making beats. Although Cleveland and the Cleveland area has a rich tradition in music, and R&B music, and the funk in particular, there were no per se hip hop DJs. I was the first cat to even show up at a recording studio, trying to record music, and they looking like we've never done any of this. I got a cat scratching records. I'm spitting bars. They don't know how to equalize it. I got a beatbox. They looking like, man, this is brand new to us. So, but I found a kid, uh, a suburb kid. He was doing like techno synth type music, and he had made like
mm,
a techno song. So he was like the closest thing to a hip
dang.
hop producer that I could find. And rolled up on him, worked out a couple things, and kind of produced what became my first song. And the song you played, Bust This Rhyme, made Billboard top 100 back when there was no hip hop chart.
uh,
It was just, you were just on the chart with whoever, Whitney Houston, or whoever it was. And as far as I know, I may have been the first non-New York rapper to chart on Billboard.
mm,
So, if you can find somebody prior to January of 1986, I don't care if it's Will Smith, if it's Ice T, whoever, if you can find somebody that charted on Billboard not from New York, then let me know. Other than that, I'm claiming that one. I open the door for
indeed.
everybody, wherever you from, Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, Miami. I open the door for y'all.
Indeed. Well, I'm gonna shift a little bit from the the hip hop discussion, and now I'm gonna go into journalism. And you mentioned earlier that I don't know if it is because of hip hop that you got into journalism, or the hip hop influenced your journalism. But what was the transition? What made you shift in that direction instead of you know um, just remaining in? Well, I can't say that, you probably still in. And we'll get into that, but and what made you shift in that direction, um, in terms of journalism specifically.
It was definitely hip hop influenced. I was in New York City. I was back and forth. My record company, the company is in Manhattan. The label headquarters, the club is in the Bronx, in the Boogie Down. And so I'm back, and I'm doing a radio show for the FM station in Cleveland. So I'm back and forth from Cleveland to New York a lot. And big ups to my people in Bed-Stuy, do or die. I was my man Fresh Gordon out of Brooklyn. That was like my home away from home. But I was in New York at the New Music seminar where they would have like this world supremacy rap battle, DJ battle. So I was always bringing Cleveland cats, and we were wrecking it, wrecking shop there. And so I ran into the cat that was then the editor of Source Magazine. This is
Mm.
before Benzino. This is Source Magazine in its infancy. And I was
When it was
really,
just a one sheeter.
it was right after it was a, you know, your history. It was right after it was a one sheeter. And
Hmm.
so this is like when they first started like getting really big. So this is like 88 or something like that. And so I'm up all in dude's grill about not having no Cleveland stuff in it. I'm always repping. I'm protect the land at all costs. And so I'm really at him about having some stuff from Cleveland. So he's like, we'll write some stuff and send it in. And I wasn't necessarily saying that I was going to write it, but I'm a product of Kent State University. I can write. So I went home, man. I'm writing stuff on a notebook paper with, uh, snatched it out of a spiral binder and faxed it to Source Magazine. And dude took it. He said, "Yo, this is dope." He said, "We'll make you a contributor every month, but can you get a computer and not write it with a pencil and send it all looking all crazy?" So once I start writing for Source Magazine, other people started recognizing my journalistic ability, and other people started also asking me to write for different magazines, different periodicals, and I started writing for Cleveland's legendary Call Post newspaper, now over 100 years old. And that was
Mm,
created by the cat who created the gas mask and the traffic light, Garrett Morgan. He started the Cleveland Call, and it later merged
mm.
with the Post. But from then on, and I tell people, it was an easy transition for me. It was like writing rhymes, except the words don't even have to rhyme. Uh, but but I guess people saw, my flow and the fabric of my writing style. And I think hip hop made me a better writer. It kind of jump started me. Being a rap writer jump started me into being a journalist. And I tell people now that I'm like president of the Black Journalists Association, I doubt if we've had any other presidents from a hip hop background. But yeah,
Mm.
but now I'm a lifelong journalist, like almost 30 years or more in the game.
Take us back to Kent State and your university experience. What made you go there, and what did you go there for initially?
Well, I'm the product of two HBCU parents. Both of my mom and dad were products of Central State University, for God, for Central, for State. And I was right there going to Central State. I had an endowment scholarship that was going to allow me to go to whatever college I got accepted in, and it was a full scholarship. And I was going to go to Central like my parents. And last minute, I pulled the old 1-2. A lot of my friends from high school were going to Kent State. I went there on a visit, and I really dug it, and told my mom and dad that I'm pulling a fast one on y'all, and I'm switching up to Kent State. They knew I could go because, I mean, they didn't have to pay because I could go wherever I wanted to go. That I could get accepted at. I can't say I could just jump off to go to Harvard, but if Harvard had have accepted me, I could have went there. The money was there, is what I'm saying. But
Already.
went to Kent State, man, and Kent State University changed my life. It's I tell people inside of Kent State, it felt like we had a HBCU inside of what they call a PWI. It's Pan African Studies program, Black Studies program, was one of the first collegiate Pan African Studies programs in the country, and uh, and they have a unique history of Black student involvement. Black students walked off the campus in 1968 and demanded a Black Studies department, and not only that, they said because we don't trust y'all white folks, we actually
Hmm.
want to have say so on who y'all hire because we don't trust y'all to hire a Uncle Tom. We want a
Hmm.
brother and we want to have decision making. And they hired Dr. Edward Crosby, who I and a lot of Kent State people call ourselves Crosbyites. And inside of the Pan African Studies Department, the Institute of African American Affairs, that knowledge, that information changed my life. I was reborn there as a member of the African diaspora.
Indeed. And I know that the brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated must not have been around at that time, and you can only join the organization that was just left, you
Okay, hold,
know.
hold on,
But
hold on a second. Let
but
me
but what happened?
hold on.
And,
I got it. Now I got it. Okay, now you officially. I got to bring it back. I got to bring back the Ice Cube mean face on you. I ain't had to break that one out in a long time. Unc loves when and Sean, they love when I break out the Ice Cube mean face. My dad actually was a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, uh, second line ever at Central State University.
mm,
Uh, so he's legendary legacy at Central State, and and he told me, you don't have to join Kappa, but if you join something else, I ain't giving you a nickel for it. But
that's how I be.
but yeah, so yeah, that was another part of my collegiate experience, and it was through my fraternity we kind of built what became Cleveland's hip hop community.
Mm.
Because within that, you know, people started joining the fraternity, and a lot of those cats became part of the hip hop platform. But yeah, that's how that went down at Kent State University. One of the best decisions that I ever made.
I always ask brothers and sisters this: if your child wanted to be in another organization, how would you look at them and treat them, afterwards, you know? And you know, I met your daughter. I don't know if do you have a son?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
he's a senior. He's a senior in college.
Okay, indeed. And so of course, I'm like I would disown uh, my son. Uh, but it's always interesting to learn people's background. So to my knowledge, I am the first male in my family to join such an organization. And there have been some, like my grandmother's an AKA, and uh, now there's some younger folks who all the males have joined Alpha, and but the ladies are primarily Deltas in my family, and so it's growing in terms of membership, but it's mainly with the younger generation or whatnot. And I tell people that there's untold benefits of joining and participating and helping to grow these organizations. Now, and I remember, your frat brother, the also controversial as some, with the same name, or at least the first name, brother Kevin
Kevin
Samuels.
Samuels.
He had a show, on that. And, like when I first got to the University of Houston, I started an organization called Umoja. And, you had to have a faculty member, advisor for, the organizations that you create. And ours, the late Dr. Jelani Williams, he was a member of Kappa, and very knowledgeable brother, and very into Africana studies, and just an overall good dude. But now I'm going to, when we were conversing, I don't know if you want to tell a story publicly, but over the course of your career, you've you've gotten to know a lot of other big names in hip hop, and one that you mentioned was Flavor Flav, and him coming to Cleveland, and along with Public Enemy, and uh, some residency issues. Uh, do you want to talk about that? Can you talk about that?
Well, no. Well, one, man, Public Enemy. Those are my brothers, man. Flav, and Chuck. Those are my brothers. I've performed with them many times, hung out with them. Those my dudes, man. Those are kind of, my contemporaries. Even though I was out before, Chuck tells the story. He remembers playing my song when he was a DJ at what he went to Adelphi. And he remembers. I remember he says, "Man, how did a dude from Cleveland get on like a historically Bronx label like Fever Records?" But yeah, so no, those my guys. So Flav was here, and Chuck's been to Cleveland a zillion times. But
Hmm.
Flav was here for All Star weekend, and I guess the actual location that I brought you to, black owned location, Academy Tavern. They heard Flav was in town. They were trying to get Flav to come by to hang out, and it wasn't happening. They had offered him $500 just to come through, do a walkthrough. No haps. It went up to a grand. They went around and got a collection. Went up to a grand. Wasn't happening. Then I walk in from All Star Activities because I was doing some stuff for
And
LeBron James, the King.
is this in the 80s?
No, this is during the last All Star. Oh, you talking
Oh,
about
okay.
something? Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
and I don't know if that's the story you were referencing, but
Yo,
when I walked,
yeah.
yeah,
Go
when
ahead.
I walked in, they was like, "Oh man, Chill is here. Chill. We're trying to get Flav. We got $1,000." He said no, but now we go tell him we got $1,000 and MC Chill is here. And they called, and he was like, "Man, if I get there and MC Chill is really not there, it's gonna be a problem." Flav came in, was looking kind of suspicious, saw me, dapped up, and from there on, he had a good time, man. He probably took photos with every single person. Matter of fact, I left, Flav was still there. But yeah, no, that's my cat, man. And I mean, it's been some dissension a few times between Chuck and Flav, and I try not to. Man, both of those are my boys, man. And
uh,
Flav has his own thing, but I support him and Chuck because they're my cats.
Now, I'm trying to see, do I want to have this discussion now or Thursday? But
I ain't on that Thursday, am I?
no, but what I mean is
Okay.
our sister,
My BFF.
Sister LaDosha Wright, will be on the program on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And uh, y'all have a unique relationship because she was one of your backup dancers, if I'm not mistaken, in this early time. So can you tell us how y'all met uh,
Uh,
for the
as
family?
as far as the backup dancer part, you're gonna have to get. I'm gonna let Ladosha.
Okay.
I don't know how Ladosha telling that story, so I'm gonna let her handle that one. But Dosh goes back like at in the beginning of Cleveland hip hop. She was just always there, and always an enthusiast of the culture, and oftentimes a participant. She didn't rock rhymes, but
Mm,
she was definitely always in the mix, and I saw that as a young sister that she had potential, and
Mm.
to do bigger and better things than what she was doing. And I'll let Dosh, tell you that story. But man, I'm so proud of Dosh. I tell you, she's a representation of who Hecka and Sia. And man, to see where Dosha was at to where she's at right now, man, is incredible. So I'm definitely proud of that sister and the accomplishments that she's done throughout her lifetime. Big ups to Ladosha.
Indeed. For those of you who are just joining us, we have with us today Brother Kevin MC Chill, or just simply Chill, heard in the building, starting off our Cleveland All Stars week. And if you are liking this program, you are liking this interview, I'm going to need each and every one of you to. That is right. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and make sure that you hit the bell so that you can be notified when we go live or when I upload a video with all of these dynamic and powerful guests that we be having on this program. And so, I definitely am, going to have to go back to Cleveland and spend some time, some serious time there. And when I got there, of course, my introduction, besides the Ohio players to Ohio, in terms of hip hop, is Bone Thugs and Harmony. So, you know, East 99 is stapled into the minds of all of us who grew up listening to hip hop in the early 90s. And of course, it's the hood. So when you want to go visit the hood, and it's like, no, I'm gonna need you not to try to go visit East 99 on a whim like that.
No.
But but the question now is, do you know those brothers, and how those brothers like, and what has been the reception of those brothers, taking hip hop to another level in Cleveland.
Man, those my little brothers, man. Of course they know me. Uh when and they show me mad respect, especially Lazy Bone, Crazy Bone, and Flesh. I mean, whenever I see them, it's mad love. They'll stop the show, they'll stop whatever they doing and be like,
Hmm.
yo, our OG is in the house. So yeah, they man, but to see what they've done with the art to make it international, the level that they took things. And those my homeboys, because I can, although people everybody knows in Cleveland I represent the Lee Harvard community, but
Hmm.
like everybody else, you came from the hood before when your father got a good job, then you move out of the hood. So, I was born on that like 93rd in St. Clair area. And then my
Hmm.
father got a good job with benefits. And so we moved to the Lee Harvard part of yeah, but yeah, no, that's my original neighborhood. That's the Glenville area for people that know Cleveland. And
Hmm.
and I remember they came to me when they were young cats. Man, I would see Lazy everywhere repping for Bone Enterprises, what they were called at the time.
Hmm.
And their uncle was like, man, if y'all trying to do some hip hop, you got to go see my man Chill. They came to my crib. I listened to their joints, and I was like, man, let me tell y'all something. First of all, y'all rap too damn fast. Nobody know what the hell you saying, and it's all about the lyrics. Y'all need to slow that stuff down. Man, good thing they didn't listen to me. Uh, they're like, man, we ain't listening to Chill. We gonna rap fast as hell. But yeah,
Indeed.
man, I'm so proud of them cats, man. Man, big ups to Bone. We trying to get a street named after him. Felicia is like leading that cause. The producer of Chill Talk is
Hmm.
hard at work trying to get 99th and St. Clair named Bone Thugs and Harmony Way. So we trying to make that happen.
Already. Now, I thought I heard you. mention, you getting into film or film production. Um, what are you doing on that track?
Well, I'm a trained screenwriter, and
Mm,
I have a few projects, feature film projects that I'm working on. But currently, I'm working on two documentaries, at least two documentaries, where I'm serving as a producer and associate producer. But after that, I got a couple projects that I've neglected that I need to get back to, and a couple of new joints that I need to get done. One of my former coworkers, Rhonda Crowder, wrote a book. Man, I love it. It's called Riddles, a Murder Mystery. Not to
mm.
give too much away, but a stripper is trying to solve a murder. Hey man, that book is dope. And you can actually order it. It's called Riddles, a Murder Mystery. So I'm I'm
Mm,
I'm working with her trying to get the screenplay done, as well as a couple. And but right now I'm a producer for. They're doing a Cleveland hip hop documentary, and you can't really tell the story of Cleveland hip hop without me.
mm,
But obviously it extends to Bone Thugs and Harmony, MGK, Kid Cudi, all them cats. But long as they
mm.
remember who was first. So, but yeah, so we're working on that, and it's looking like it's going to be really good. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is involved in some parts of it, so it should be. And actually, we're coming to New York because we got to get Sal, the owner of Fever Records, to sign off on, because they're using obviously a lot of clips of mine, and so we got to get Sal to sign off. So we coming to New York, Sal, to sit down with you and politic and parlay.
Already. And, even though I haven't like, DJ'd in a while, I haven't really wrote any rhymes in a while. The bug never really leaves.
Right.
So do you still write? Are you still producing? Is there, some up to date underground released, unreleased, chill? Do you still use the MC in front of it, or you just chill, or have you changed your name, or you got a new hip hop name?
I got a Wu
What's
Tang
going
name. No, I'm just playing.
on? Well, you gotta have Wu Tang put it out there. You gotta have multiple names now.
Right,
You
right,
know,
for sure.
Big Baby Jesus, uh, Johnny Blaze. But are you still MCing along with the journalism?
Okay, first of all, you can't be MC Chill in Cleveland and not have bars, because they
Uh,
go they go they go try you, or they go be slick at the mouth. They're saying, "Oh yeah, we know you used to do that, but what you got now." So I always got to keep some heat tucked for when I need to get some people up off of me. So yeah, no, I still, and I have we recorded a remix of the classic, which is, and it's classic to them, is contemporary for me. The classic Juice Crew All Stars cut, the symphony. We did
mm.
a
Oh, I don't know what happened. Uh, we will see if he comes back. We kind of lost him, so he probably just accidentally pressed a button or something, and it went off. But that's what happens sometimes when you're live. Uh, you just have technical difficulties. But we don't care because we continue on. So while we wait for him to come back, check out some of these ads.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my fantasies. It would be nice if I at least had one fantasy. That neutrality about to take a terabyte from the American apple pie, better get a slice. It's kinda scary the way that this life is moving on. Marvin's doing backflips inside his grave, what's going on? We have head-on collisions, not seeing another's vision. Maybe that's the reason why some colors fit the description. A lot of relationships need life rafts, sinking ships. I guess you just can't have only one like potato chips. I would love for you to listen with an open heart, but would you really even hear me if it's torn apart? I don't do the things that I used to. I'll be fine even if I lose you, okay?
Well, he hasn't come back, so I don't know what. And he was having some technical difficulties prior to the show. So, we was just about to wrap up anyway. And I see Metro customer says, Asar ain't got no bars. Y'all sleeping on your boy. I have these hidden talents that I keep hidden for a reason. Because if I have to, come up off of out in these streets with these bars, it's going to be a problem. So, I try to stick to the scholarship, and, because people don't want to see me when it comes to these bars. I'm just letting y'all know that it is what it is. Y'all make sure that you big up and like the video, and, shout out to everyone who, joined the program. Peace and blessings to Sister Monica in the building, our Caberlin Mine. Who else is in the place that I didn't mention earlier? I saw Black Panther up in this mug. Brother Brendan Sims in this mug. Rakim 77. Shout out, peace and blessings to you, Mr. Untouchable. And ATL Super Show. Is it Super Show or Superstar? Superstar Show. I'm getting old. I can't read these small letters over here on this right hand side. That good guy is in the building. Peace and blessings. Zane Montego. Jehuti Ma'at, always good to have you. And I think everybody else I acknowledged earlier. Visa Nicola Gula is in the building. Peace and blessings to you. Brother Lavelle in the building. Thanking each and every one of you for joining us. And if you are just joining us, we were interviewing our good brother, Kevin Hurd, aka MC Chill, getting to know him a little better, and the works he has done is getting ready to do. And at last minute, it looked like his, I don't know if it was something with his internet connection or something like that, but we got enough. And he is starting off our Cleveland All-Stars Week. And so all throughout this week, I will be interviewing some key movers and shakers, supporters in the community, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio. The next week we'll be doing, not next week, but the All-Star Week is going to be Detroit All-Star Week. And I'm going to have some interviews lined up from some people that I met in Detroit, and I want y'all to get to know them and what they're doing, and to support the movements that are going on in Detroit and that have national implications. And so on at the Mbongi, I try to introduce y'all to my network, and so that we can support each other in many different ways. And I do apologize for the darkness of the screen. I was on my cell phone. I am out in the open today, and the temperature is in the 90s, and my phone just decided to warm up and shut down. So I'm on this laptop, and I guess the quality isn't the best in terms of its native webcam, so it is what it is. But hopefully we can get our good brother Kevin back on the program at sometime in the future, and we can, further discuss his endeavors. And so, with that, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining the conversation. And uh, the next interview will be this coming Tuesday at 1 p.m. And it's going to be, oh, it looks like we got him back possibly.
I'm
Let's
back.
see. There you go. There
I
you
don't know
go.
what happened. They must have heard some bars was about to get spit. They got
Hey,
worried.
it's COINTELPRO trying to infiltrate our conversation and don't want the
Russian bots.
community to get those bars. And so, glad to have you back. And you were saying something before it cut off. And if you can remember what
Oh,
you're
I was
saying.
just saying that I'm doing a remake of the symphony. It's gonna be called the Cleveland Symphony, and to the other cats that's on the and the sister, two other brothers, Eric Wilson, Riff Raff, the Blue Collar MC, and my girl Indica Spitz. To them is classic. To me, it's contemporary because the Juice Crew cats are, we was put on by the same cat, by Mr. Magic, by Molly Mall, by Fly Tie, them the same cats that put me on. And
Mm,
so we it's done. We've recorded it. So I think we're getting ready to work on a video. And some people have sent me a couple other tracks that I wrote bars to. So we might have some new chill stuff out. But just for me to go somewhere and spit verses, I'm built for that all the time.
indeed, we're going to have to. I've always thought of this about doing like creating a track and then getting those of us who rhyme that are in this particular social community space to spit verses
Right. That'd be
and
dope.
to see how that goes. Like of course you're known as MC Chill, so they know that you got the rhymes. But there's some other people who be rhyming, and not people don't be knowing got rhymes that be in these social media streets. And so I'm gonna see if I can make that happen.
All
We,
right,
we
let's
gotta
do it.
we gotta we gotta do that.
Real quick, because actually, Wujao had like this, found this real dope beat for the intro to his Madu Netcher, his joint, and I was like, man, that beat is fat. I talked to Wujao. I actually wrote rhymes. I just got to get them recorded. Went to the studio. We was having technical issues, but I owe Wujao and the Seshu. I owe them some bars that are already written and they pretty dope. So they're coming, Wujao.
Already. Well, besides the film or the films in the plural, what else that you have going on? Because you've been writing all this time. Have you thought about getting the book bug and putting together a book of whatever interest of yours?
Yeah, I've been, I've been mentally collecting a book on myself in the various phases of what I've done, from journalism to hip hop to martial arts. Uh, because all of those are integral parts of my life. So I've been kind of calculating a format on how I've done that, and working thinking about doing some other things with some other people. Maybe I talk to somebody in the community, who I
Mm,
think may have an interesting story. So
mm.
yeah, but so I got a couple of films I got to get done, but in the
Mhm.
process, I might knock out my own story, and and then some other projects I definitely I want to get to.
And I forgot all about that. That you were into martial arts as well, because you've been throwing them pictures back on Facebook of you doing them Van Dam kicks back in the day, them blood sport double kicks. What got you into to the martial arts, and what did you study?
Oh man, I started studying martial arts at an early age. My cousin Keith, who's now also master rank, he started first, got me in it, but he was beating me up and flipping me and saying it. The term is a uke, which translates basically to the cat who gets beat up on, who you practice your techniques on. But
Hmm.
I started studying different styles. Uh, Shaolin, Wushu, Gung Fu, Northern styles. I started studying hard Japanese karate styles, Goju Ryu, uh, Ishin-Ryu, Kaju Kempo, and
Hmm.
uh, and I was, I'm now sixth degree black belt. My instructor, my sensei, he's now with the ancestors. Uh, Grandmaster Ken Ferguson, member of the United States karate team for many, many, many years. But yeah, I was three-time national champion, several state, regional champion, and all the cats I grew up with are martial artists. And so yeah, and I've been inducted into the United States Karate Federation Hall of Fame. So
Hmm.
martial arts came first, and then
Yeah.
hip hop, and then journalism. That's why my working
Yeah.
title is rapper, writer, snake fist fighter for my book. We'll see.
Man, like I I really need to pay attention to my demographics. But for those of you in the that are considered young, um, in comparison to us, in the '80s, 70s and '80s, black folks in martial arts and kung fu theater were like hand in hand. See, my daddy had a dojo back in the day. That's how I got into martial arts
Yeah, you
because
told me.
my dad. Yes, and I took Kaju Kimbo in college, which is interesting. But like there's a natural uh, uh, synchronicity between martial arts and hip hop, which is why like when Wu Tang came out, it was just explosive because you took these two aspects, these two things that we just loved in this era, hip hop and martial arts, and combine these things. And so so now the first question was, well, how did the hip hop influence the journalism? Now the question is,
Yeah,
how did the martial arts
influence the hip
influence
hop.
the hip hop?
Right, right. So, and that was definitely the progression. And I said Shaolin, and I don't want people after me like, sure, you ain't studied no damn Shaolin. So you heard me change it to Northern style. But yeah, but I studied with my first one of my first teachers was a student of Grandmaster Art Sykes, who studied from the cat who the Kung Fu Kwai Chang Kane character on the old school TV show was named after. He was half Asian, half European. Went to the temple, wouldn't let him in, but he trained this brother, Art Sykes. Anybody can go look him up. So I first studied with a student of a Sifu Boye under Art Sykes, and those are brothers. But yeah, so no, man. And you talk about like in back in Cleveland, everybody from Cleveland, old school, remembers the Scrumpty Dump Theater. I mean, you go there, the floors are sticky, might be some rodents running past your feet, but you could go there and see like 6 movies all day long. And when you came outside, if you was looking for some work, it was cats out there ready to be kung fu fighting, and that's where you saw, your skills was tight. You came out the movie, and cats out there with nunchucks. Uh, they doing flying kicks, man. That was mad fun. But yeah, but from martial arts, and people always laugh when I came to college. I used to break bricks for money. That I
Hmm.
would have these concrete blocks and would bet people that I couldn't break them. Or I say, you know, if you can break it your own self, I'll give you $10. But if you think that I can't break it, then you got to give me $20. But yeah, but from martial arts, hip hop was a natural because breakdance and Wu Tang, the name Wu Tang is a martial arts film series.
Exactly.
And all of them brothers from Wu Tang have martial arts names from Ghostface to RZA to Jizza to man, all them cats, Inspector Deck, all those are from martial arts movies. Their
Yeah.
entire squad is named after martial arts movies or martial arts characters. But yeah, no, it was and the break a lot of breakdancing maneuvers are martial arts maneuvers. And so yeah, no, that was hey, real quick, because I know that Panthers go say something about it. But ever since you came to my house, I had a book, the History of the Earth and 25 Rocks. You said something about it. I ain't seen the book since you left, bro. I'm not saying you took it. I'm saying you asked about it, and I ain't been able to find it ever since you left. But okay, we can keep going.
No, no, no. I make sure that I leave everything intact because of you know I respect books and people's places first of all, like it's my own, and I know like you can have my son, take him, leave me the books.
Hey, and you
It,
came
it
over
is
and signed books for me, man. So I appreciate it.
indeed, indeed. Uh, what was I gonna say? The Last Dragon. I talked to some people in Harlem, and they're saying like the show Nuff character was like a real person in in Harlem at the time. Like I forgot the name of the person that they said that it was mirrored after. But when you said like after the Kung Fu Theater, there was always saying somebody who was really like it reminded me of the stories that the people would tell me about that. But that's just how serious it was. I mean, like I remember in our apartment complex, like Saturday mornings we had to do chores, and we had the cartoons playing at the same time, and then after the cartoons came on the martial arts movies, and so you heard that signature music come on. Like nobody was outside, none of the males, at least none of the young boys was outside. Afterwards, oh, we all outside trying to do all the moves that we just saw on TV. Like martial arts was just part of the culture,
Right.
and it's you can't talk about black folks at that time, and not talk about martial arts.
That's right.
Now we have one question here, and I'm not sure the inspiration for it, or if he just assumed uh, that you know him, but Pure Black asks to ask Chill what was Steve Harvey like in high school. So did you know Steve Harvey in high school?
Okay, Steve Harvey way older than me, but it was a mall in Cleveland. It was in the suburbs, North Randall, called Randall Park Mall. At the time it was built, it was one of the most biggest, largest, beautiful malls on the planet. But Steve Harvey was known as the mean dude who worked in this store called Man Talk, and like they sold the players gear was there, and he was working there. He was an older dude, but he was like mean as hell. Like if like he was known, like if you went there to try to look around, now you couldn't buy nothing from Man Talk because it was mad expensive. That was the players gear for sure. But if you even came in there looking, Steve Harvey would be on you talking about you ain't gonna buy nothing. You can't just be in here looking. If you ain't go buy nothing, then you gotta get out, man. And I'm like, man, he act like he owned the store. But yeah, no, but he worked there, and he was a student at Kent prior to me getting there. So, but when I got there, people were still kind of like the seniors and then were still talking about, Steve Harvey had been there, as well as Arsenio Hall, who
Yeah, I forgot
whose
Arsenio's
uncle
from
lived
Cleveland.
next door to me. And I used to see Arsenio when I was a little dude. He would come and do magic for the kids in the neighborhood. I'm like, man, that was dope. Like, when Arsenio coming back? He like make birds appear. I'm like, oh snap. But yeah, Steve Harvey, Arsenio, yeah, they were from the land and from partly from the
who,
neighborhood. Steve Harvey's from, I think, from the Glenville area.
who are some other notables out of Cleveland that many people may know or not know, other than the two we just mentioned?
Well, obviously in music, my brothers, I dearly miss Gerald and Sean, Levert. Man,
Mm.
them was those were my cats, man. We used to hang out and talk about what we was gonna do when we got a record deal, and then I got a record deal before them. They was like, "Damn, chill. How do you? My daddy Eddie Levert. How you get a record deal before me?" But they was right behind me. But yeah, man. So of course, the OJs, they're from Canton technically, but everybody knows them from Cleveland, and and Eddie's sons, Gerald and Sean, who we lost both of them. But yeah, Arsenio, Steve Harvey, uh, lots of cats, man, are from the land. And you, like, you getting ready to interview Tony Sias. The Caramel Theater is a jewel. It's the oldest African American theater for Black performing arts in the country. Um,
Mm.
so I mean, Tony will tell you that history, but some incredible people and actors. The dude who played Superfly, Ron O'Neal,
Mm.
is from Cleveland. Actually, Superfly, the original Superfly movie is a Cleveland movie. It was written by a dude from Cleveland. It was about a gangster drug dealer from Cleveland, Scatter. Scatter is legendary. They call him Scatterbrains, but you couldn't really call him that because you get lit up. But the whole Superfly character was based on Scatter, with the famous car, and it was a Cleveland story written by a Cleveland writer, and about a Cleveland dude, acted who's starring a Cleveland actor. Dude didn't know any actors in New York, except he knew dude from Caramel Theater, O'Neill, and that was his first joint, and so he did Superfly. But yeah, a lot of old school cats uh, are from Cleveland.
Yeah, it's uh, and I like these kinds of discussions and stories where you really get the insight of the town and the talents and the histories of a location, especially of African people, in that area, and for people to appreciate, because we know about the big cities, New York, Los Angeles, and like Atlanta, even Philly, what I'm
Mhm.
saying, but and even Detroit. So we're going to hear some more about Detroit, when we do the Detroit All Star
All right. Hey, Malcolm
week.
X. Malcolm X gave it the first time he ever gave the Ballad of the Bullet speech was in Cleveland at Corey Methodist Church. So it's a landmark now.
Already. So it's we want to connect these dots and see these relationships, these 6 degrees of separation, of folks, and how the times and the location contributes, and the culture contributes to the history that we come to know at a later time. And so I hope that's what everyone gets this week, and the importance of relationships and networking with individuals, and sharing your talents, and the universe making a way, when you tap into your talents, your God-given gifts, and the like. So, with that said, I want to thank you, again, for coming on the program. And before we go, how can uh, people get in touch with you and promote uh your interview channel and the like, and what you got coming up soon?
Okay, well, first of all, I ain't going nowhere till I spit some bars. But
Oh,
anyhow,
okay.
because you think I'm playing. But no, hey, they can find me on Facebook on the Chill Talk radio page. We actually started the show at the at the well the at radio the Radio One station here in Cleveland, and when the pandemic hit, they still haven't reopened Radio One for us to come back and do the show. So what exists now is the live stream that you see on Facebook and YouTube. But hopefully we will return back to the radio station sometime soon. But yeah, they can find me on my Kevin Chilherd YouTube channel, and I intend on doing a lot more things there and on my Facebook radio page. And of course, they can find me on Kevin Chilherd on Instagram, on the Chillagram, and all over social media, some type of chill, connected, Chilluminati going down. But yeah, so all through social media, some type of chill connection, you can find me.
Indeed. And I like the fact that StreamYard has this background music feature. Unfortunately, they won't allow us to upload any beats, so they got all these whack ass sounds and nothing, of course, hip hop. This is the closest. It's a lo-fi beat.
No, I don't need no beat. We like wilding out. Cut the beat.
All right. So you say you got bars.
Oh, come on,
We're
man.
gonna do this. This is URL.
Oh, come on,
Except you
man.
battling yourself.
Oh, come on.
I ain't got nothing written right now.
All right.
So so what we got?
All right. First of all, I just want y'all to recognize you got a whole lot of Cleveland superstars coming to your stage over the next couple of days. But the way I'm about to act without a track, I might win an Emmy. Matter of fact, I might win a pair of Emmys. Matter of fact, I might win a paronymy. Okay, that was just a wiki. I just subtitled your lessons in leadership book. King, here we go. It's the cause of all this commotion. It's like a TED talk when I walk in. And since you're here to introduce the MC, chill. Let me do the talking. They say that one of these days I'm gonna need to quit, retire, and stop this. But today ain't that day. I'm about to spit bars and drop this. They saying old man. I'm saying oh damn. I'm an old man that spit flames. Call me 001, son. That's the old man in Squid Games. And here's a spoiler alert, since I'm dropping Squid Game rhymes. And that's even if you see Chill die in the game is still mine. I'm like Jeffrey Wright when I write, right? Watcher, Shaft with the party flow. What if we was down for our peoples? Evan, Melvin, and Mario. But see how y'all act when y'all thought I retired? For proof that I'm back, find that booth that's on fire. With the new Bluetooth that's on fire. With the old school roof that's on fire. Let's get on with it then. Strings last seen on the wire. I'm Luke out this cage. I'm your hero for hire. They tell me in Cleveland I'm part of some sort of trinity. Because I was in the beginning with the time stone infinity. Because I'm snappy like Thanos with all the amenities. That Lee Harvard legend, that OG from Kennedy. Cleveland MCs, you know Chill love y'all the most. They call me the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. If I'm the Father, come holler, because I be the most high. If I'm the Son, knowledge born. I'm like the sun in the sky. If I'm the Holy Ghost, that's cool. I'll give that angle a try. Plus, I got Holy Ghost bars. Not because I'm pseudo Asar, because I'm a Barcase guy. See, Barcase made Holy Ghost. But this type hype, you got to fight for to listen in. I might go with the nitro, but I'm finishing with the glycerin in any mix you throw me in. I'm in the middle with your girl Moni in. I ride or die for the old school, like it was a battle at the Smithsonian. Let's go. Asar, talk to me.
Don DeMarco, Marco,
I'll
Marco.
let y'all go back and break some of that down.
Indeed. We have with us legendary Kevin Hurd, aka MC Chill, still with the bars. and now we are all on lockdown behind bars because of all those bars. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us live. Again, this is the beginning of the Cleveland All Stars Week. And, for the other interviews, I'll make sure that I'm inside so my phone don't burn up and shut off on us.
See,
And I have better lighting.
see, that's what happened when you go first. When you're a part, you know how you can tell the pioneers, they the ones with the arrow in their backs. So that's when
You
you lead it
know,
off. You ain't even got it all together yet, but we good.
you know, it's already. But I'm just like Batman. I got to be in the shadows. So that's what you're seeing right. Here in this space today. So thank each and every one of you for coming out, and we will see you all throughout this week. So I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Y'all let me know if anybody else got some shows today. I'll be doing some personal work and some studying. You see, I got my class books and my statistics today, then my physics over here, and so it's a good study day for me. So I'll take a break and see what y'all doing in these internet streets. So thank you, brother Kevin, for your time. I know you are a busy man, and so it is an honor that you have taken time out of your busy day to converse with us and to share your story. And so we greatly appreciate it, and we'll continue to support you. And please let us know, when these films are done, so we can cop or go to the theater or wherever or where it's streaming, so that we can see and get us, firsthand knowledge of this history of Cleveland hip hop and the like.
That's
Uh,
what's up.
so with that said, I am out, and y'all be easy. Peace.
Appreciate you, bro. We out. Talk to me, Cleveland.
Already.